gathering that the president made today is not about just being American, it's about what they're doing back home. Virtually every one of them is doing something back home, contributing to the Nigerian economy, and we're always so proud of Nigerians. So it's still the same message. Nigerians being good ambassadors of their country, not forgetting home, and working with Nigerians at home to build our country. And this group has been really amazing. Like I said, what is unique about all of them is that they're not just sitting in America. They have business back home. The doctors are doing things back home, medical missions. They're contributing, helping to raise other young Nigerians. So we keep at it and keep ensuring that we engage our diaspora.
The representatives of Nigerians in the U.S. who visited the president were made up of those who made their marks in various fields of endeavor. From New York, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Russian government is canvassing a switch to a fair and democratic multipolar world order, since the current crisis in the world signals that the U.S. hegemony has come to an end. The Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov stated this at the general debate during the 77th session of the UN General Assembly. Lavrov says the situation has been sparked by the West's long-term policy, but this can be changed with the UN's assistance. He is of the view that the situation in the international security area is rapidly deteriorating, and instead of a failed dialogue and a search for compromise, the West carries out blatant provocations. Italians go to poll to choose a new government since World War II, in an election being closely monitored across Europe. Details of these and more on our global update. Voting has commenced in Italy as Italians decide whether to choose their most right-wing government or the far-right ally. Giorgia Meloni leads the far-right Brothers of Italy party and is aiming to become the country's first female prime minister, contesting with two other parties on the right. Almost 51 million Italians have the right to vote until President Sergio Mattarella cast his ballot early in the Sicilian capital, Palermo. While Ms. Maloney's main rival centre-left leader, Enrico Letta, voted in Rome, and her far-right ally, Matteo Salvini, voted in Milan, there are 2.6 million first-time voters and 4.7 million abroad. Away from that, British Foreign Minister James Cleverly will begin a 3-day trip to Japan, the Republic of Korea, and Singapore on Monday. The Foreign Ministry says on Sunday his talks will center on the situation amid Russia's invasion of Ukraine, among other challenges. In other news, Belarus Foreign Minister Vladimir Mackay at the UN General Assembly has blamed NATO and the West for Ukraine war. He has warned Western countries that international relations do not revolve around one single source of power, but rather move towards a new multipolar world order without being destroyed. He says with its drive to enlarge NATO, the West has essentially trampled upon the indivisibility of security, the vital principle which states that one party must not seek to achieve its own security at the expense of other parties. In Africa, the health ministry in Uganda says 3 more Ebola parties have died, bringing the total number to 4 since an outbreak was declared earlier this week. 11 cases have been confirmed. 7 other deaths are being investigated to see if they are linked to the outbreak in west of the capital, Kampala. Activities marking the 62nd independence anniversary of Nigeria are underway. The latest is an interdenominational church service held at the Ecumenical Center in Abuja. The president of the Court of Appeal Justice, Monica Dangbamesem, took the first Bible reading in a sermon. The president of the Christians Association of Nigeria, Reverend Daniel Oko, pointed out that there is hope for Nigeria, while urging Nigerians not to envy the wicked. The CAN president advocates support for INEC for the success of 2023 general elections.
When we look all around us today, we see that those with ill-gotten wealth appear to enjoy luxury lives without sanctions or any kind of indictment. And it is true that many suffer loss, denial, betrayal, rejection, and exclusion. But we should not be consumed with anger so that we may not be led to commit evil.
Let me repeat those same blessings for Nigeria and for you who are here and for every Nigerian. Because God added in that promise that in Abraham, all the nations of the earth will be blessed. So you will be a great nation, and God will bless you. And anyone who blesses you will be blessed, and those who curse you will be cursed. And through you, this nation and the world will be blessed. In the mighty name of Jesus.
Prayers were offered for the president and the good of the nation. Turning to Saudi Arabia's National Day, it was a joyful moment for Saudis as the embassy in Nigeria celebrates 92 years of their country's unification, a development that provides hope and expectations to Saudi nationals, the Arabs, and the Islamic world on peace and development. President Muhammad Buhari was represented at the occasion by the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami. Rosemary Mortalink Bilal reports.
It is a day to remember the unification of Saudi Arabia before 1932, when it was a separate region of West called Hijaz and central part, the Najd. The Saudi ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Faisal bin Ibrahim Al-Hamdi, who hosted guests as part of activities to mark the National Day in Abuja, appreciated Nigeria and Saudi historic relationship, stressed the need for the two countries to work together towards strengthening their bilateral relationship. Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami, who represented President Buhari at the occasion, congratulated the Saudis on the celebration of their National Day. While acknowledging the importance of the day to all Saudi citizens, Pantami said the unification of all the districts of Saudi Arabia 92 years ago led to the greatest nation-building, development and advancement with which the country enjoys today. The minister said, with the Vision 2030, Nigerian plans to be a successful model and a leader in the continent of Africa like Saudi Arabia.
On behalf of His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, I also commend the relationship, the cordial relationship that exists between the Federal Republic of Nigeria on one hand and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on the other, in so many areas, particularly in the area of education, commerce, among many others. This is indeed very commendable. And I do hope that this National Day we are celebrating here for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia will be another avenue where we will continue to improve our cordial relationship between Nigeria and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
The occasion was attended by Nigerian government officials, businessmen, members of diplomatic corps, and Saudi's residents in Nigeria. Rosemary Mortalink Bilal, NTA News.
And on flood mitigation, the Director General National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Mustafa Habib Ahmed, says the agency has activated disaster response mechanism for the mitigation and recovery of flood victims in all parts of the country. The NEMA boss stated this while on the spot assessment visit to Kano State, one of the states affected by 2022 flood devastation. Ilyasu Yakubu reports.
12,919 victims in 19 local government areas of Kano were affected by the flood devastation. 23 deaths were reported, while 20 others got injured in the menace. Farmlands were submerged and washed away, including destruction of houses and other infrastructures, thereby crippling economic activities of the affected areas. Some of the victims say the experience was horrible. They, however, commended the federal government for coming to their aid with relief items. They advised government at all levels to look inward in mitigating the trend, especially through the channelization of the rainwater to avert the frequency of flooding.
This erosion cannot be controlled unless operates the dam, Tiga and Bagauda Dam, if they can control the erosion.
The DG NEMA is optimistic that with the deployment of search and rescue equipment of the agency and other gadgets, the consequences of the devastation will be minimized.
This is an emergency that requires federal government intervention. Those affected for now, in NEMA, we are going to provide food items and non-food items as form of relief.
Mustafa Habib Ahmed later paid a courtesy visit to Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje of Kano State to further upscale discussions on the lasting solutions to the perennial flooding in the region. From Kano, Ilyasu Yakubu, NTA News.
And then living up to its mandate, the Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission has brought succor to more than 8,000 households recently displaced by flood across 10 local government areas in Niger State to cushion the effect of disaster. Jones Ajayi reports on the flag-off of the distribution of the relief items.
Flood is a disaster that comes with dire consequences such as loss of houses, farmlands and livestock amongst others. This was the fate of about 50 communities in Jagi ward of Mokwa local government area of Niger State who have been taking refuge at New Ketso Primary School since the disaster occurred 2 weeks ago. It is on this premise that the Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, HYPADEC, embarked on the distribution of relief items worth 82 million naira, including 15 million naira cash donation to the victims to cushion the effect of the flood. 8,000 households across 375 communities in 10 local government areas of Niger State benefited from the benevolence. Managing Director of HYPADEC was represented.
If not for the rain, we would have been on ground to give them some few numbers of housing units, between 50 to 100 housing units. That's the intention of the commission that we are going to give them.
This medical outreach, I think it's a very laudable one because it came at the right time. If you look around, you see the pains and sufferings on the faces of all the victims that are here.
District Head of WIA, Musa Abubakar, and the Community Liaison Officer, Omar Sonfada Ketso, both appreciated HYPADEC for the gesture, promising that the items would get to the victims. Items earmarked for distribution include mosquito nets, toiletries, detergents, roofing sheets, among others. Jones Ajayi, NTA News.
You're watching the news on NTA International, reaching you from Abuja. We'll take a break. More news when we return. Stay with us.
Forget last season. Forget the winners and the losers. Forget every moment that stole the show. Because this is a brand new season on Go TV. And it's going to be bigger and better than any season before it. With over 7 leagues and top competitions, plus a World Cup. Make sure you get the best seats in the house this new football season. Get a decoder, Go Tenor, plus 1 month Go TV Max for 6,900 naira only. Bigger season, greater football. Go TV. Love it.
The 62nd Independence Day Celebration Planning Committee announces activities lined up for celebration as follows. Public lecture in commemoration of Nigeria's 62nd Independence Anniversary. Date, Thursday 29th September 2022. Venue, State House Conference Hall, Abuja. Time, 10 a.m. Special Jumu'at prayers. Date, Friday 30th September 2022. Venue, National Mosque, Central Business District, Abuja. Time, 1 p.m. Presidential broadcast. Date, Saturday 1st October 2022. Time, 7 a.m. Military Parade. Date, Saturday 1st October 2022. Venue, Eagle Square, Central Business District, Abuja. Time, 10 a.m. Announcer, Planning Committee.
You're welcome back. Access to justice has been described as the most fundamental to human civilization. The Kebbi State Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu stated this at a symposium organized by the Muslim Lawyers Association of Nigeria alongside a sister organization in Birnin Kebbi, the Kebbi State capital. Usman Abdullahi Shehu reports.
The event was organized to honor the appointment of 3 High Court judges and 1 Qadi recently in the state. Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu stressed that the ultimate design of the human society is where everyone will feel inclusive and have access to the economy. In Kebbi,
how much synergy is in our state and how it is helping everyone. Access to justice is fundamental to human civilization. Maybe the most fundamental human civilization.
Focus is also on the prevention of crime rather than prosecution, the governor added. He acknowledged the judiciary and the Nigerian Bar Association contributions in curbing the security challenges in the state. The Chief Judge of the state, Justice Suleiman Muhammad Ambrusa, stated that those being honored have no doubt contributed in one way or the other in the dispensation of justice in the state.
Definitely, we have enjoyed their support. We have enjoyed their excellent performances in court. It is in Kebbi State that there was a rating last year, and the Kebbi State came second in fast striking cases in Nigeria.
In their separate remarks, the chairman Muslim Lawyers Association Yusuf Hamza and that of Law Officers Association of Nigeria Ahmad Rufai Aminu expressed gratitude to the governor for the various support accorded the associations and judicial system in the state. In Birnin Kebbi, Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
To population census now, the National Population Commission and United Nations Population Fund are working out a comprehensive communication strategy to aid effective implementation of publicity, education and advocacy activities on the 2023 population and housing census. Chairman of the NPC, Nasir Isa Kwara, at a message development workshop says having clear messaging on the objectives of census taking will build public support. Oluseya Dabo reports.
Globally, census taking is a priority national development activity, and in the UNFPA's principles and recommendations, the exercise should be conducted at least every 10 years. Nigeria is 6 years behind after the 2006 census, and counting every person in Africa's most populous nation will no doubt be an Herculean task. For the first time, the West African nation will be having a census in an electioneering year.
And that is why it is important that the right message is passed across in such a manner that we will be able to separate and insulate the census-taking process from the political election system.
We want Nigerians to trust that this is going to be a census with a positive difference. Everybody will be counted.
The Population Commission has also promised to make the exercise fully digitized and has since been spearheading all-round advocacy to get the participation of all.
For a people-oriented organization like the National Population Commission, constant and effective engagement of people through aggressive publicity and advocacy messaging is a crucial first step it must take in the attainment of its mandate.
The essence of the message development workshop is to develop a robust and compelling messaging template that will agenda the acceptability of the 2023 census and identify categories of target audience as well as appropriate channels for the dissemination of information. Oluseyi Adiagbo, NTA News.
Talking politics. It is now a matter of days to the commencement of campaigns ahead of the 2023 general elections, and key players are already setting programs in motion for the season. Women are not left out in this preparation and have inaugurated the grassroots women support group for Atiku to encourage women participation in politics ahead of the polls. Ekene Ndule tells us more.
These women are concerned about the peace and unity of Nigeria
and have come to strategize on actions to get more women involved in elections. With women constituting a great percentage of the voting population, the group believes mobilizing them effectively can propel a narrative of who emerges at the polls.
I'm calling on every woman to come out and join hands together in the politics so that we can see how women will bring back the glory of this country.
We also want the Nigerian women to put their potentials together to make sure that we put in place the right government.
The new Electoral Act is giving the group confidence that votes will count, and their message to women and youths is that there is power in the PVC.
Their vote now is their power, and we have told them to use it rightly, to vote for the right people, right persons, so that we can have good governance in the country.
It will be very, very key and paramount for the women to go back to the basics, to the foundation, to mobilize people that will be able to put in the right leaders in the right positions.
With the inauguration of the grassroots women support group over, a huge task is now before them to mobilize across the 774 local government areas in Nigeria. In Abuja, Ekene Ndulue, NTA News.
Turning to school feeding program, the hospitality and tourism industry in Nigeria is training 37 supervisors drawn from the 36 states and the FCT on food hygiene and safety standards. In Abuja, facilitator of the program, the Institute of Tourism Professionals of Nigeria, said the exercise is to ensure that the supervisors are well equipped to conduct food safety measures for the federal government's homegrown school feeding program.
Per state to start with, we're going to escalate up to train more in every state of the federation, including the FCT. After then, we are going to train people at least 40 throughout the federation per state to ensure that we have enough hands to ensure that the quality of food being given under this school feeding program is the right quality in terms of quality, safety, and other is free from all health contaminations as well.
The idea is for them to record whatever they are doing, and we are supposed to be the overall supervisors of whatever they are doing. We have centers in all the states of the country.
The supervisors were drilled on overview of safety food, how to avoid food contamination, and pest management and control.
And with this training, we are ready to start up the activity that we're asked to do.
The training is aimed at reducing the incidence of food poisoning and foodborne illnesses in the implementation of the National Homegrown School Feeding Program. Cynthia Ogun will now bring us sports updates.
Super Eagles assistant captain William Chust Ekong has been ruled out of the international friendly game against Algeria on Tuesday, September 27. The centre-back was reported to have left camp on Saturday evening after sustaining an injury during the test game against Algeria's home-based team, which ended 2-2. In the meantime, over 30 athletes from 6 states, including the FCT, participated in the 3rd edition of the FCT Para-Athletics Zonal Competition aimed at selecting athletes that will represent the zone in the National Sports Festival scheduled to hold in Delta State. According to the organizers, the athletes competed in 5 events of long jump, shot put, javelin throw, 100 meters race, and discus, with the outstanding athletes presented with cash awards and medals. Meanwhile, Kenyan Eliud Kipchoge broke his own world record in winning the Berlin Marathon, clocking 2.01 seconds to lower the previous record time of 2.01.39 he set in the German capital in 2018. Kipchoge, 37 and a 2-time Olympic champion, earned his 15th win in 17 career marathons to bolster his claim as the greatest runner in history over 26.2 miles. In the meantime, Floyd Mayweather delivered a knockout victory against Japanese MMA fighter Mikuru Asakura in their exhibition bout. The 45-year-old American has had a number of exhibition bouts since retiring professionally and extended that when he faced off with Asakura at the Super Arena in Japan. The victory keeps Mayweather in line for a 2023 rematch with Conor McGregor, which Mayweather has suggested is close to being finalized. With sports update, Cynthia Ogun, NTA News.
This is where we end the news. But before we go, remember to join NTA on the campaign against rape and rapists. Thanks for watching. My name is Obiageli. Okay.